Hi, I'm Dr. Sari Rosenberg, and welcome to writing assignment number 3, poetry. Poetry for some people, let's just put it this way, either you love it or you hate it. It's not my personal favorite, but nonetheless, it's assigned, and we're going to walk through this together. Your essay will analyze several poems. In this case, 2 poems are really enough. If they're decent sized, and what I've done is choose for you 4 poems, 2 and 2, so that you have choices in blocks of 2, with the same or similar theme. We will discuss how the poet's theme is presented by analyzing her type of form, word choice, images, tone, etc. It's funny that we normally use in terms of poetry, as if the author is going to be a her. For some reason, it's considered a girly thing, poems. Emphasize word choice and tone in your analysis because those factors can affect your writing choices in your essay. If you select shorter poems, 5 lines or less, more than 2 are required. While not assigning required additional chapters in your textbook that address these and other poetic devices, I recommend other chapters that provide an excellent resource to aid you in expanding your analysis. What we've done, the textbook, the required textbook, has a great section on poetry. I've gone out of the textbook for this particular assignment because I'm going to show you how you can find through the internet other analysis and poems. So you can either use the textbook, and you certainly have your choice to use poems through the textbook, or you can use outside sources, which is what I'm going to be using today. Access audio recordings of the poems you are reading or others. Part of your analysis can include discussion of the difference between reading the poem and listening to it. Also check out Classic Poetry Aloud, WordPress.com. I have to tell you, this is what I've used, and this is a great site. It was wonderful, and this is the basis of what I'm going to be showing you in your examples. The suggested poems that I chose were from that particular site. And what I did was put them here on 2 different sides of the page. Now you can use these poems because I'm not analyzing. I'm going to give you the analysis, I'm going to give you the poems, and then I'm leaving the rest of the work up to you. We've already done compare and contrast. We've already worked on themes. You already know how to write essays. So this should be a no-brainer. I've chosen Rain and the Poplar Field. The theme is nature, and I'd like you to read these to yourselves. And even if you don't use them, I want to just allow yourself to read through it so that you'll see how it's done. In our first analysis that I'm giving you is Unring by Edward Thomas, and I found this, and I'd like you just to read it through. I'm not going to explain it to you because it's really self-explanatory, and this is where your work comes in, so I don't want to give you too much information, but I am giving you the information of you can get extra analysis on the poem as well, but looking through, I found that this was great material from which to write an essay. This is on Rain. Pause at any point and read to yourself. Our next two poems are by, one is by Emily Dickinson and the other one is by Roland Sill. Here's um, the theme here is resilience. I'd like you to read both, and following the same formatting, I'm going to give you information and analysis on both poems. Here are some other suggested poems that you might look into. It's, do what you wish. Analyzing a poem. Analyzing a poem is not writing a summary as it is in fiction. Analyzing a poem is interpretation of what the author is telling the reader. That's what makes this poetry section so difficult. It's about, because it's all about interpretation. How do you interpret the poem? Because not all poems can be taken literally. And the rest of what these PowerPoints are trying to tell you is ways to, I'm going to have you read the rest by yourself because it's very, very self-explanatory, and I just don't want to sit here and just have a voice overhead while you're trying to concentrate. So let me just say it very simply. I'm giving you the tools in all of this, and I guess the clues of how to write a thematic essay on poetry. I hope it helps. I think by giving you the 4 different poems in blocks of 2 that you could have a choice of either, choose A or choose B. The analysis is right there. I think this is a doable essay, and I wish you a lot of luck. I'm just going to give you some more information that you'll read on your own, and I'm going to see you on the next assignment.